All right. Cheap, easy hacks. Okay. What do I have right here? Freshly prepared for me after a workout. Tuna fish, chicken of the sea, organic mayonnaise, Kensington, salt, cayenne pepper, and black pepper. Keto bread, 1 gram of carb, 1 gram, 1 gram, 1 gram. 4 grams of carbs, 30 grams of protein. Inexpensive and delicious. Mmm. 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 Wow. I mean, tuna fish is so delicious. You forget because it looks like it's cheap. It's in a can. You're like, yeah, whatever. That can't be that good for you. Mm. There's a scientific reason that fish makes you leaner and stronger than any other food. It's the omegas. I mean, if you study dolphins and other marine animals, they're all living on fish. Like, they're not eating vegetables, dude. They're eating fish. They're the most magnificent, fastest, strongest animals on the planet. Well, Christ fed people fish 3 times. Well, one time he taught them, cast your nets on the right side of the boat and you'll get plenty of fish. And they did. The disciples did. The second time, he fed the 5,000 fish and loaves. Now, although this is keto bread, the kind of bread Christ was using was probably like stone baked. They'd never use yeast. They were using unleavened bread, which was like a mixture of the grains and the nuts and the seeds, just turned into a pate and baked in the sun on the rock. So Christ's type of bread was a much better, nutritious bread than the bread we typically use today. It's amazing that in the Lord's Prayer it says, give us our daily bread. Like, he's telling you need bread. But probably the devil's way of messing everybody up is to give you the wrong bread, right? You got to get the right bread. Keto bread is a good step. Now, maybe one day I'll make a bread that's so superb. Super bread. One day. Let me win a few shows. Let me show you who the champ is. Then I'll make you a bread. Okay? Now, the third time Christ commanded bread, the disciples were on the boat. They saw Christ and they ran to him after his resurrection. And he said, they said there was bread and fish on his fire. And he said to them, go back to the boat and bring some of the fish you've caught and let us have it for breakfast, for breaking of the fast. Fish for breakfast? Now, whether you believe this man is God personified, the Son, the prodigal son, the master teacher, the rabbi, the Savior, the Christos, the Anointed One. This dude told you to eat fish. Now, when I was a vegan, I was having a very hard time with that. I couldn't understand why God has us eating other animals. And then he gave me an insight that we are all borrowing flesh to live in this dimension. We are spirits. In this dimension, we are flesh. And your flesh too will be eaten. Even by microbacteria, it will be eaten. When you die, worms, maggots, they'll eat this. Unless you get burned to a crisp, cremated. But either way, everything seems to be eating everything. The big fish eat the little fish. The bigger fish eat the big fish. It's the way of life. Anyway, as a big old gorilla, I wanted you guys to have a tasty, cheap way to feed yourself. And remember, Daddy's an author of a book. This book is actually pretty dope. It gets 5 stars when people buy it. It's published on Amazon, self-published. But if you guys want to support me as an author, you send me a donation, I'll get the book, sign it for you, send it to you, and even try to coach you. You know I will. We've got to improve this planet. We've got to improve the state of people's minds. Fish is incredible for the brain, by the way. It seems to make me really peaceful. No matter what they tell you, having traveled the world, when you fly over those oceans seem infinite, abundant. I think they're talking crap when they say we're overfishing. I'm like, really? I've been flying in the plane 13 hours and I haven't seen one boat over the Atlantic or the Pacific. They like to sell you fear. God didn't put fear in you. God gave you power and love. Fish are abundant. Fish are breeding every day. They're mating every day. Babies, baby fish. Abundant food. God is abundant. It doesn't matter who we are. We come from God. Anyway, I love y'all.